Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Susan Lenart and I have been a working artist and businesswoman for over 30 years. So the reason I started my channel here is that artists and creators are the heartbeat of the world. And I don't know if very many people know this. So many times I found when I have gotten into the corporate world, we're shuffled away and looked like we're the last one on the totem pole, or we shouldn't expect money or rights or a beautiful lifestyle because we're artists. So I'm here to empower the creators, empower the artists, and I want to show from my pathway on how I have done that. I find that it's really important to work energy work with practical business skills, and that's what my channel is all about. So really the three topics of my channel that you're going to see scattered throughout that I'm always talking about is one, to make an artist successful. There's three topics. One is really getting in and mastering your art, like knowing your art inside and out. I'm a silversmith. You're going to see tips from different artists, but a lot of silversmithing in here. Number two is learning the business side of things, which is really the marketing, your social media, how to really understand business and get out there in the world. And number three is all about this 80% of the invisible, which makes us successful. And that is all of the behind the scenes. It's like planting your seeds, manifesting, doing your branding, knowing who you are, aligning yourself to be authentic. When you're in your authenticity, you actually can create such clarity, you can create love, you can create strength and power to be able to go the direction that is really important for you. Anytime we are authentically in in what we love doing, you're gonna find success. And I mean success with happiness, with money, and all the way around. So if you like my channel and you wanna get results at a far quicker pace, then jump down below this video in the description and you can check out my monthly membership called Unfolding. What Unfolding is all about, it's to empower you as an artist and creator and really help support you as a business person. I create new material for each month and it's focused on one specific subject matter. Say for instance, it's the month of prosperity. So we take a word and we use this in our affirmations, and I actually have studied energy work from all over the world. So I bring in different Kriya movements that help move you towards prosperity, mantras, meditations, just different rituals that I do in my daily work and using energy. I meet with everyone once a month and it's a really beautiful experience. I'm live for 1 hour and you can ask questions ahead of time. Usually I have a subject matter on the month of prosperity. That's the month, and any questions can be asked ahead of time. It's pre-recorded. You can always grab it later on if you can't make the meeting. I have a beautiful community of like-minded people that you are welcome to join and share our ideas and how we're building. Because remember, this is all about you. So it really is empowering you as an artist, a business person, and just as your personal. So you can have your real self come out. When your real self is charged and you're ready to build with your authenticity, you don't have to have the fear that someone else is going to be stealing your ideas, because it will never be as powerful as you as an inventor with your own ideas. So it really is such a fun community. You're going to see me share and very open, because I know that I can share all of this in the world and we're all connected energetically. I'm really realizing so much more in my world. And I know I can share all of this, but there's no one that can do what I do. I'm helping you to do what you can do. The world needs it. We need to be powerful to bring, the most inventive and creative work that we can bring forward. So what I'm about and who am I? I actually study art from the Art Institute of Chicago. I'm a working artist and I always grew up in a business industry and I love business. To me, business is just as creative as building a piece of artwork. I used to build lines of jewelry for Banana Republic, Ann Taylor, Henry Bendel in the industry. I've also done really big, I actually developed a beautiful product that did multi-million dollars a year that was in, for the craft industry, that was in, all of the big box stores. I have built a very, very successful line of jewelry that did $4 to $6 million a year for 5 years. I've built pieces for Coachella. I have been in fashion publications where you could see my pieces that were worn with Prada and other types of jewelry there. Also in the Hollywood industry, I've had pieces on set. So it's been really, really a fun experience and very exploratory. I love exploring markets. I love showing people what can be done. Like, let's not think small. This is about where are you at? Where are you going to? It all can be done. So I'm here with wisdom, and through all of my successes, I've had many, many failures as well. And that's really what this channel is about. I'm not just, this is great. I'm showing the reality, and really working with people on aligning and getting into what they like. So I found what I loved. I walked into a, just an international store in the 90s, and I was like, whoa, whatever this is where I'm going. So with my diploma in hand, I was like, okay, I don't have anything. I've got to figure out who I am and where I'm going. So I started traveling all over the world, and I loved adornment. The thing with me is that I will talk about adornment all the time. I love jewelry, but I love all adornment and its symbolism and its history. Every single culture uses symbols in their jewelry, in their work, and it's all so interesting when you dig into the background. We're all connected, which was really, really fascinating to me. But as I traveled into Southeast Asia, India, into parts of Africa, South America, Mexico, even the United States, all of our different states, we all have different lucky charms, I call them. But back then I was studying talisman. So I started a study of realizing through all cultures of what talisman really are about. I build talisman in my jewelry work that have symbolism, that are really important types of ways to carry your culture into your present time, and wear pieces that have meaning to you. So it really is about more than just, oh, that's a pretty piece of jewelry. It really is wearing something that is inspiring, something that is creative and helps you, protects you through life, and what you feel good about wearing. So, to me, it's like I started collecting talisman and really understanding the theory throughout the world. And I came home and I was like, okay, we know that we cannot culturally appropriate, but what is my symbolism? What are my talisman as an artist? And I began way back by building a body of work by just thinking and walking. I grew up listening to 45 records. So I actually used cut up records that were filed and set in sterling silver, and just walking through life. Sticks you'll see in my work, they're performance pieces. Some of my actual work is about the real purpose of jewelry back in time. Jewelry and artwork. It's like some of the first jewelry worn for adornment is so interesting, but it's like if you think about it, you can't, way back when we were nomadic, which my jewelry line, by the way, is called Jewels of the Nomad. But when people were nomadic, and all of us stem from nomadic. My background is Croatian and Polish, and I can track back my origin stories to find what they're about, and I can find my own talisman in my origin story. So I don't have to use other cultures to find, I see so many people wanting to build their true work and their authentic work, and they're afraid of cultural appropriation. I guarantee you, and that's actually what one of my other courses is about, called Branding Alignment, but I'll get more into that later. It's about really building from your heart and from your origin story and all of that. So with the rest of my origin story, I traveled, I was up in, before in little villages where there was no electricity. And in the evenings, entertainment would be around a fire, and people would have their adornment on. And for me, I realized the adornment early on was about the percussion instruments, performances. If you think of belly dancers and people who are dancing when there's no other entertainment, there's a music going on, but it's a live music and it's dancers. So people actually took their coins that they didn't want to carry heavy in their pockets, and there was either a jeweler in the nomadic community, and they would create pieces from these coins that were melted down. And that's what some of this original adornment was all about. For many, many years, I researched at museums, I researched anything about, I researched folk art, folk jewelry, folk stories, which are, all of this, and combine and put together my own story from my own origin story. And I actually worked for 2 years repairing ethnographic jewelry that was from all over the world. It was so interesting for me because I really got to see firsthand, how pieces were built and how these early silversmiths and goldsmiths and tinsmiths really put together and how they patched things and how they loved their accessories and jewelry through time. So that was really fun to see. Sometimes I would find these hollow forms that literally had tree sap, pitch in there, just to get the forms that they wanted. I've seen really unusual. I saw just different beautiful little coal joints that are so beautiful to see. And so that came, I actually wrote a book called Making Connections. And this was from a complete study on how pieces were done way back in time. Whenever you see me doing my work, I love the nomadic jeweler. I love removing so many tools and so many of modern day to be rustic and to be real and to be authentic. Because anytime you don't have every single tool that every other silversmith has, you're creating your own body of work. You have to work a little harder at it, but you're creating your own work. And I feel this is how my work got to be a distinct voice in the industry, by really aligning who I am and what I'm doing. And this is what I teach, because you could look at my work and decide to copy it, but you're gonna be a much stronger artist and visionary and creator if you go into your own work, follow that thread, write your own stories, do your own photography, really follow your branding, getting deep into your branding alignment. And I teach all these different ways on how to get deep into your real alignment, into yourself, and how to really pull out your magic work that's so vital and important to you. And that's what we need here on Earth. Thanks for watching. If you like this channel, please make sure to subscribe. It helps us out tremendously here. And I have a lot of new content coming in on some really exciting subjects that I think you guys will love. I'll see you soon.